Hey, it's Doug with Backcountry Pilgrim. As a hiker and backpacker, I am really into gear that is adaptable and can be useful in multiple situations, and that is definitely true of the backpack that I am wearing right now. This is a new 43-liter pack from Bagsmart. It is not only a very capable and functional backpack, but it is also a gym bag, a shoulder bag, a sling bag, or even a piece of luggage. So I'm going to go over the features of this multifunction bag, tell you what I think about them, and then tell you what I think of it overall. The Bagsmart Paz is a 43-liter duffel backpack. It's got numerous configurations, different methods of carry, and can work out well whether you are in the woods, traveling through urban areas, indoors or outdoors. It just works really well in all of these situations. So let's do a little pack tour here. The bag is pretty low profile. It is not a structured bag, so it's going to take whatever shape its contents take. This can actually be a little disorienting if you're trying to find the top of the bag, but once you realize that the bottom is a reinforced black material, then you will have its proper orientation. When you pick it up on its side, you have a detachable shoulder strap. It is adjustable, nicely padded with a ventilated cushion. Now, part of the reason this is detachable is because it is only one of 3 or 4 major ways you can carry the bag. So by unclipping it, you can simply store it in the bottom pocket or anywhere else you want to. I personally prefer the bottom pocket because if I set the duffel down, I don't want there to be anything in there that could get crushed. Flipping it over onto its bottom, we see that behind this Velcro enclosed storage space are a couple of backpack straps. This is a padded back cover that, as we will see, can also be used for a laptop, but if you are going into backpack mode, you simply clip the shoulder straps in where the single shoulder strap clipped in, and you've got yourself a very comfortable backpack. Because the laptop pocket is padded, whatever you have in the backpack is not going to be stabbing you in the back. Now, although the Paz does not have a hip belt, which really shouldn't be necessary given the kinds of weights you should be carrying in this pack, it does have a sternum strap, which is very helpful in keeping everything right where it should be. It is adjustable, as are the shoulder strap lengths themselves, and so with a couple of quick tugs, you can get the Paz to fit very comfortably. One thing to note is that this blue piece of material is just a label. It is not for hydration hose routing. Shoulder straps are also nicely padded and somewhat ventilated. When you want to get out of backpack mode, you just unclip the shoulder straps and tuck them back into their storage space. The Velcro enclosure keeps things nice and clean. As I said before, this padding is for a laptop compartment. It can take up to a 15.6-inch laptop, or you can put whatever else you might want in there. It's a good place for paper storage and that sort of thing, and the padding will keep it safe. On the sides, you have 2 carry handles in addition to more standard MOLLE kind of style attachment loops. Now, the pack should never be so heavy that you need to carry it like this, but what these handles are great for is any kind of horizontal movement. If you're trying to grab the pack from behind you in a car, slide it out of an overhead bin, or you can use them vertically to hold the bag up like a piece of luggage. On the bottom, you have the storage pocket that I mentioned for the shoulder strap. It's actually fairly large. You could get quite a bit in here, but again, because this is the bottom of the pack, I wouldn't put anything in there that is going to get damaged if you set weight on it. On one side of the pack, you have a zippered pocket, fairly decent in size. This would be good for wallet, passport, keys, that sort of thing. Again, you've got the carry handle with the looped attachment points surrounding the bag. These are fine for clipping a carabiner or something like that too. Now, on the other side, there is no pocket. However, behind this label, there is a place to put a small identification tag or something, although it is not very clear that it is in there. So if you use it, I would recommend leaving it sticking out a little bit so that if someone needs to identify the bag, they'll know that there's something behind there. Now, behind this tag is a tall vertical elasticized pocket that you can use for water bottles. It's quite generous, no problem getting a smart water bottle in there, and it will even hold a full-size Nalgene. Of course, you'll want to make sure that the water bottle is securely closed, because unless you are carrying it in backpack or luggage mode, this bottle is going to be sideways. It is nice and tightly secured. No bottle is going to fall out of this bag accidentally. Coming around to what I would consider the top, you've got a small pocket compartment. This would be another good one for keys, wallet, that sort of thing. It's actually quite large. It takes up nearly the entire top, kind of like the brain or lid on a backpack. Now, behind the water bottle pocket and zippered pocket on the sides are two Velcro storage areas, which you can use to pack some smaller items, but they also function as a tuck-away storage for another set of straps on the bag that allows you to carry it in duffel bag mode. These are your standard dual straps, one of them with a Velcro wraparound for comfort. Note that when you are carrying in duffel bag mode, it is fairly wide, and this may feel a little awkward at first if you have a lot of gear in it. When not in duffel bag mode, you simply tuck them away, and with the Velcro enclosures, the handles basically disappear. Now, all of that is just the exterior features of the bag. Now let's take a look at what is inside. You have another zippered opening. This is a clamshell style, so when it opens, it lies flat and allows easy access to anything you have in the interior. The zippers do dip down a bit to achieve this and can be a little tricky until you get used to them. The bag comes with a double V internal compression strap. This is not elasticized though, so it will only be as tight as you cinch it down. On the inside, you've got a permanently mounted large waterproof zip-up bag, which is excellent for toiletries or anything that you don't want coming in contact with the rest of your packing gear or clothes. One thing I really like about this is that it has the ability to lie flat on top of your clothes or simply tuck down in the side so that it is out of eyesight. Keep in mind that if you're taking this on a plane, you're probably going to have to remove the contents of this bag for TSA check. Inside the bag, you'll notice this big piece of material. It is actually accessed by a side zip and becomes a shoe storage bag. It does tuck out of the way when you don't need it, but if you do, this keeps dirty shoes from coming in contact with your clothes. The flap also has its own mesh zippered pocket, which you can keep a couple of socks in. And basically it just gives you a place to put things you don't want coming in contact with your clean clothes. I like to use it as something of a laundry bag. Because it is the same material as the inside of the bag, it simply flops down and stays out of the way if you don't use it. But if you are going to use it, you're going to want to pack it first because it's going to be kind of stuck right here in this bag section, and you're going to want to pack around it. On the front wall, you have a single zippered pocket, which is split into two mesh sections. This is good for smaller items that you want to keep organized and have visible, but keep in mind that because it does not flip up like the waterproof bag, it's going to be difficult to see those items if the bag is packed tight. The top flap has a large mesh pocket on it that is great for putting electronics and things that you want to be able to see clearly, or for just keeping a bunch of stuff like socks and underwear that you want to keep better organized. One thing that concerned me was that the backpack shoulder straps are connected to the bag by the zippered section, which means that you are putting weight on the zipper. However, I have not found this to be a problem, and even when the bag is pretty well stuffed, it doesn't seem to create any problems. So let's have a look at packing the bag. Again, you're going to want to start with the shoe compartment if you are going to use it, because whatever is in there is going to stay in that section of the bag and you're going to want to pack around it. As you can see, a pair of shoes fits no problem. Let's toss some socks in the mesh pocket just for fun. And then that's going to close up and keep the clean things inside the bag from coming in direct contact with used shoes and socks. The other socks I'm going to put in the top flap's large mesh pocket. I do this really just for organization, and because if anything does crush the bag, all of this cotton will serve as a good buffer for whatever else I pack in the bag. For this video, I've decided to pack for a 3-day getaway, changing my clothes every day, so I'm going to put in 3 pairs of pants, one kind of thin, a medium pair of jeans, and then a very thick pair of tactical pants. No problem fitting. I'm going to put 3 t-shirts right on top of the shoes. This bag seems to get bigger the more you pack into it because, again, what you are packing is forming the structure of the bag because it is frameless. Still plenty of room for my 3-layer rain jacket. And I'm going to pull out the waterproof bag for my toiletries. I have pre-packed these in a Ziploc bag to get them out easy, and also to serve as a backup in case there is a failure and this thing fills full of liquid. I'm going to leave this on top so that when I get to the airport, I can get it out easy for inspection. Clip up the compression strap, get that tightened down. There's still room in here. I have no trouble getting additional items in. However, because the mesh pocket is full of socks and underwear, it's going to have to be included as part of the interior storage as well. Again, that zipper can be a little tricky. I'm going to get a phone, charger, charging cord, and wallet into this top pocket. This is going to be really easy to reach if this bag is under a seat or something, or in an overhead bin, or if I'm just setting it down like a piece of luggage. In the side pocket here, I'm going to throw in some of my everyday carry items. This keeps the bag looking nice and clean. However, if you're more of an external storage type person, you can always throw on a carabiner. I keep one on the side so I can get them fast even while the bag is being worn. I also sometimes like to do this just so I remember what things I want in my pocket before I leave. In the top pocket, I'm going to put a couple magazines for the kids. We've got a little tag in case the bag gets lost. Put the shoulder strap in the bottom pocket, and I am good to go. I really appreciate the adaptability of the Bagsmart Paz 43-liter duffel backpack. I've been able to take this on some day hikes with extra gear. The backpack is very lightweight. It comes in at 2.65 pounds, which is not bad at all for a 40+ liter backpack with all of these features. Its material is a water and wear resistant polycotton fabric, 65% polyester, 35% cotton with a reinforced base. It's also machine washable, so it's very easy to take care of. The one thing that I would change is I would make it a 40-liter backpack and shave 1 inch off of its 20.5 by 12.5 by 10-inch dimensions so that it would better fit standard USA carry-on dimensions. The Paz 43-liter duffel backpack comes in at $80. So if you are looking for a multi-function bag that can work as a backpack, a duffel bag, or a piece of luggage, check out the Bagsmart Paz 43-liter pack. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, would you mind giving it a like and subscribe to Backcountry Pilgrim if you are into hiking, camping, backpacking, and the gear that goes with it. Until next time, I'm Doug. Thanks for watching.